Hey everyone, in this video I'll teach you how to obtain the Springfur Alpaca Mount. So there are basically two steps to getting this mount, and that is for the first step to get some Gersahl Greens, and for the second step to feed them to the alpaca. So for the first step you need to get to the Battle for Azeroth version of Oldham. That's the one that's being assaulted by the old gods. If you are in the Cataclysm version of Oldham, then you need to talk to Zidormi right here and ask her to send you back to the present. Once that's done, you need to fly to the sides of the river, and by flying to the sides of the river, eventually you'll come across some Gersahl shrubs. These are basically herbs, but that anyone can collect, even if you don't have herbalism on your character. If you do have herbalism, then you can track them on your minimap, which is very helpful. So basically just run all around the river, and once you find a Gersahl shrub, you can collect it and that will give you one Gersahl green. You need to find 7 Gersahl green and then move on to the second step. If you have the add-on TomTom, you can use the 2 scripts in the description, and those will import a bunch of waypoints that are potential spawn locations for the Gersahl shrubs. The part 2 is where things get tricky. So all around the BFA version of Oldham, there's a bunch of locations where an alpaca might spawn at any time. And if you see that alpaca, it will have a daily quest that asks you to give it one of the Gersahl Greens. You need to feed the alpaca 7 times. It doesn't have to be 7 times in a row, but 7 times in total. And you can only feed it once per day. The hard part here is that the alpaca spawns every 3 to 6 hours, and it only stays up for a few minutes, which means that you might miss it if you just run around all across the zone. But here are some strategies that will help you. The best strategy for this is to make a custom group or ask friends to help you, and to just stay at one of these spawn locations and wait for it to appear. If you have the add-on Silver Dragon, you can turn on background sounds. That way you can look at another tab and just wait for it to spawn. Another thing you can do is park an ult in Oldham and just run across the zone, go through all the spawn locations once in a while and hope that you'll get lucky. But again, this is quite RNG dependent. There isn't really a strategy that makes it super easy to find the alpaca. You'll need to get lucky, and that makes this mount quite hard to get. But if you can find the alpaca 7 times and feed it all 7 times, then it will give you a quest that basically will reward you the Springfur Alpaca Mount. If you'd like to see the written version of this guide and more awesome gaming guides like mount guides, gold farming guides, leveling guides, and much more, I strongly advise you to check out the website gaminghero.io. And if you buy the membership, you'll get access to tons of amazing guides and info. And if you use code REV at the checkout, you'll get 20% off your order. Good luck farming the Springfur Alpaca, and I'll see you next time.